Happy 1st of July. That means June is over, which will come as a relief to some. For Christians all around the world, June is the month in which we celebrate the most sacred heart of Jesus, a time when we recognize God's boundless and passionate love for mankind. Very wholesome. In recent years, however, the Christian message of love has been sidelined and replaced with another: pride. We're told Pride is a month of celebrating gay rights, fighting discrimination, and honouring differences. Is that the case? Or is it a time when companies jump on bandwagons to capitalise on a Western world engaged in a period of enforced mass psychosis? Companies pretend to care about minority groups by embracing rainbow flags everywhere, and the rainbow trans pride flag is a conundrum in itself, because on one hand we're told it represents an oppressed minority group, yet on the other hand it's adorned above every important building in the land, in most shop windows, on billboards, and on every social media platform. It hangs down Regent Street in the heart of our capital as if we'd been conquered by a hostile force. Not exactly a sign of oppression, is it? Let's be honest. Pride Month is a scam. Large corporations milk it. They cash in on this idea that there is an oppressed minority group in this wonderfully democratic nation of ours, and they warp that idea in order to sell more goods and services. It's nothing to do with values. If these companies truly cared about the LGBT community, they'd be promoting Pride Month in territories where LGBT people are actually oppressed. Are they doing that, though? We live in a country with equal opportunities, where discrimination is against the law, and most ordinary folks would be behind any group that is genuinely oppressed. Does Pride in 2023 really represent a victimized class? Let's take a look at some Pride events to see how they got on. For those of you listening on the radio, we're playing a few clips of Pride parades, which I can only describe as debauchery and indecency, entirely inappropriate for the public square. Overly sexualized behavior, quite often in front of children. This is not a celebration of culture, at least not any culture that I want any part of. It's not a fight against discrimination, unless perverts are being discriminated against. And it's not about honoring indifference, because those who disagree with this behavior are shouted down. The so-called oppressed have become the oppressors. For those listening on the radio here, we're watching a Christian man reading the Bible being literally woofed at, shouted at, and yelled at a Pride event. It's a great shame for those within the LGBT communities who did fight for their rights decades ago. They must feel such embarrassment at what their movement has become, hijacked by sexual degenerates. Well, thank God it's over for another year. It is time we reclaimed the month of June for something or someone more wholesome.